There's no doubt that I'm extremely pessimistic about most movies that come out nowadays, and you guys already know exactly why. I say it again for the millionth time, Hollywood has spent the last decade turning what used to be pure fun escapism into a non-stop parade of lectures, agenda pushing, DEI checkboxes, and soulless corporate slop. So whenever a new big budget sci-fi movie gets announced, my default setting is full skepticism. I just assume it's gonna let me down hard. But every once in a while, there's that one shining light, that one movie I actually let myself get excited for instead of bracing for disappointment. Project Hail Mary was that movie for me. And if you want to know more about what I was expecting, go check the video I uploaded almost 2 weeks ago. I finally got the chance to see it and sit on it for a while, and I'm happy to report that the movie is truly awesome. But before I dive more into my feelings about the movie, let me give you a proper expanded breakdown of what you're walking into. Still mostly spoiler alert, but with just enough detail to get you hyped. The film follows Ryland Grace, a regular middle school science teacher played by Ryan Gosling, who suddenly wakes up from a medically induced coma aboard a lone spaceship light years away from Earth. He has almost no memory of who he is, how he got there, or what his mission even is. As painful fragments of his memory start flooding back, he realizes the horrifying truth: the sun is dying at an alarming rate because of some mysterious astrophysical phenomenon, and Earth only has a few years left before all life is completely wiped out. Ryland has been sent on what is essentially a one-way suicide mission to a distant star system to try and figure out the crisis and somehow stop it before humanity goes extinct. What starts as an incredibly lonely, claustrophobic, and desperate fight for survival in the freezing void of space completely flips when Ryland makes first contact with an alien being from another world. This unexpected partnership between a sarcastic, wisecracking human and a highly intelligent alien who Ryland decided to name Rocky becomes the absolute heart and soul of the entire story. Together, this odd couple duo from two completely different civilizations has to bridge massive communication gaps, combine their scientific knowledge, face deadly challenges in deep space, and race against an impossible clock to pull off what might be the greatest scientific miracle in history. Ryan Gosling is absolutely terrific as Ryland Grace, as usual. The man continues to be one of my absolute favorite actors working in the industry right now. He's naturally funny and incredibly charismatic in that effortless, everyman way that only he can pull off. Even in the darkest, most isolating moments aboard the ship, Gosling's sharp wit and magnetic charm keep you fully invested and rooting hard for the guy the entire time. Now let's get into why this thing actually works so damn well. The writing is tight, smart, and genuinely interesting the entire way through. It keeps you locked in with real problem solving, clever science, and constant tension. This isn't just pretty pictures, the story has a brain and it actually uses it. The visuals and cinematography are straight up great. The space sequences feel massive, beautiful, and terrifying all at once, especially when there's silence. You can tell they actually cared about making the void of space look awe-inspiring instead of just cheap CGI wallpaper you see in Marvel movies. And yeah, I'm gonna say it, and it's gonna piss some people off. This movie is far better than that overrated, pretentious mess called Interstellar. At least in Project Hail Mary, love doesn't magically transcend dimensions and save the entire world in the dumbest way possible. I still can't believe a mastermind genius like Christopher Nolan came up with that emotional nonsense. Every time I think about it, I lose a little more respect. Visually, you can clearly see the heavy inspiration pulled straight from 2001: A Space Odyssey. That same cold, majestic, almost lonely sense of wonder in space. And the score, it's composed in a way that's very clearly and deliberately modeled after Interstellar's score. And they actually nailed it. Just like Hans Zimmer did, the music here starts off subtle and atmospheric during the quiet, lonely stretches in space, then slowly builds with rising tension. When the scenes become more dramatic and the stakes skyrocket, the score explodes, getting louder, faster, more aggressive, and emotionally overwhelming. With those exact same massive organ heavy swells and orchestral crescendos that made Interstellar's music so unforgettable. It mirrors the structure and emotional escalation of Interstellar's almost beat for beat, syncing perfectly with what's happening on screen and making every big moment hit way harder. It never feels like lazy copying, it genuinely elevates the entire film. But here's the real magic. The chemistry between Ryland and Rocky is terrific. And the reason is because it feels natural and never forced. They took an alien character that easily could have been ridiculous or just a gimmick and turned him into one of the most likable, charming things ever put on screen. Rocky's going to be the next Grogu for many people. People are gonna lose their minds buying toys, Funko Pops, the whole damn thing. The fact that they made a spider-like rock alien from another star system so damn endearing is an absolute achievement. At its core, this isn't just another flashy sci-fi adventure. It's a deeply moving story about unbreakable friendship, profound sacrifice, and unwavering loyalty. These two beings from opposite ends of the universe form a bond that gets tested to its absolute limits. They're willing to risk everything, their own lives, their own worlds, their own futures, not just for survival, but for each other. It's the kind of loyalty that feels rare in real life. The quiet promise that no matter how impossible the odds or how different you are, you've got each other's backs until the very end. The fact that they pulled off making that relationship feel so real, so earned, and so emotionally powerful between a snarky human and a spider-like rock alien is truly astonishing. But of course, the movie is not perfect. It does drag in some spots and it definitely feels long. It also has way too many endings. Return of the King style, where you think it's finally over and then it keeps going for another 10 minutes. And whoever's bright idea it was to shove Sandra Hüller into a full tone-deaf karaoke performance of Sign of the Times right in the middle of that scene, oh goodness gracious. That absolute genius should be fired immediately, marched off a lot, and banned from ever touching another script again. It wasn't just bad, it was painfully, soul-crushingly awful, cringy beyond belief. So completely, bafflingly unnecessary that it ripped me straight out of the movie and left me staring at the screen in pure disbelief. What the actual hell were they thinking? Was it a bet? A dare? Some desperate attempt to add emotion that backfired harder than a Nolan plot twist? Absolute garbage. But here's what I liked most about this whole thing. Unlike what I said in my previous video, Project Hail Mary actually looks like it's going to perform very well at the box office, and I am genuinely happy about it. It deserves every single dollar it makes. I had real doubts about the directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller directing this, but I was dead wrong. They absolutely delivered, and I hope they can take on more complex science fiction projects in the future. I also highly recommend that you watch this movie on the biggest and loudest screen possible, if you're able to afford it, and that's a big if, because the movie theater experience now requires a proper budget to be set aside. So yeah, in a year where Hollywood keeps proving why most of us are so damn pessimistic about new releases, Project Hail Mary came along, smashed through all my skepticism, and delivered one of the smartest, most heartfelt, and genuinely entertaining sci-fi experiences I've had in some time. This is easily one of the best and most welcome surprises of the year so far, a movie that actually respects its audience, nails the wonder, and reminds us why we still show up for the big screen. Go see it, you won't regret it.